In this video, we'll be solving two systems of equations using a graphing calculator. So here's your graphing screen. X to the 2/3 will be your y1. E to the minus x will be the y2. This will be x. Taken to the 2/3 power, I'll put this in parentheses here. And into the exponential e. That's to the minus x. And then we're going to graph this. So that's your the graph of the first one. This is the graph of the second one. You can see it looks like they intersected one point. So you'll have one solution pair here. Let's go to second, and then trace. We'll go into the calculate menu, and we're going to use number 5, the intersect. So enter 5, and then it says first curve. It's on the first curve. Let's go to the next one. Hit enter here. Then it goes to the second curve. If it doesn't, you want these points close. This cursor close. So there we have it. Hit enter again. The guess you can always ignore. So this tells you that this point of intersection here occurs where x is equal to, it wants it to 2 decimal places, so x would be 0.48, 0.48, and y would be to 2 places, 0.62. And you could also give that as an unordered pair. The intersection point is 0.48 and 0.62. Or you can leave it this way there. Solution pair like this. And there you have it. And you could also do it another way here using the graphing calculator. So we could do it this way. Almost like you're going to solve it manually. Except in this case it's a little bit difficult because you can have an x and e to the minus x, but we can say y is equal to this and y is equal to this, so we can just set these two equal to each other. So we have x to the third is equal to e to the minus x. And bring this over to the other side. I got x to the 2/3 minus e to the minus x. That's equal to 0 then. And you could call this your y1 or y and graph it. And where the graph intersects the x-axis, that gives you your value for x. And then you can just plug in to get the value of y. So let's do it this way. Let's enter so we're going to graph right here. y1 equal x to the 2/3 minus e to the minus x. So I'm going to enter it in the graphing screen here, x to the parentheses 2/3 power minus e to the minus x. And then let's graph it. So this point right in here where it intersects the x-axis, that's the point of intersection of the curve and the x-axis, which is going to give you a 0, which will lead to the x-intercept. So let's go to second, trace. Here we want the 0. So hit 2, and then left bound, somewhere over here, hit enter. Then it wants right bound, that'll be over here somewhere, so move it over across here. Hit enter. Once a guess, you can ignore that, just hit enter. And there we have it. A 0 occurs at the value of x equal to 2 places, 0.48. So we can get the answer this way, then x equal to 0.48. And then the y value, notice that the first method, the intersect method, on the calculator gave me the x and the y. Here I get the x, but all I got to do now is put 0.48 into this equation there, take it to the 2/3 power, or put it in this one, and I'll get the same thing I got doing it the other way. minus 0.89. Okay, same thing. And then you can use the ordered pair method there to give the answer, but this is the same thing. The x value and the y value of the solution. Okay, let's clear this. So for this one then, we're going to use the intersect method, so we'll write the two equations here. So y1 will be the first one there. I'll have to solve this for y though, so y, I want to solve for y. So the first one solve for y, where you go y equal to, and then you take this over to the other side, so this will be 2 minus x squared. So this will be y cubed equal to 2 minus x squared, but then I take the cube root of both sides. This will just give me y. This will give me to the 1/3 power. And then the other one, I solve this for y by dividing by x to the third. X to the third. So y is equal to 4 over 4x to the third. So let's enter it here then. This will be for y1, this will be your y1 here, and this will be y2. This will give me a 2 minus x squared, and close parentheses here, and this will be taken to the 1/3 power. Again, I put this in parentheses. And then the next one, the y2 here will be 4 over x to the third. So going to the next one then, this will be 4 divided by x to the third. And then of course the solution is where these two intersect. So let's graph this. Okay, there's your first graph. And there's the second one. And notice, you can see the intersection here is right here. So let's go to second. Calculate, again we want the 5 here. And then we have the first curve. I'm going to move it, I could probably hit enter there, but I'm going to move it a little bit. I want it close to the point. Probably still work. So hit enter. Now I want the second curve. So I want this point on the second curve. So right in there somewhere. Hit enter. The guess you can ignore. Hit enter. So it gives you the value of the x and the y. So the solution to this system is x equal to negative 1.65, rounded out to 2 places, and y is equal to a negative 0.89. This is your solution here. You can write that as an ordered pair, and we could also solve this the other way, setting this equal to this y over here, and then bringing it over to one side to make one side 0, and then calling that y1. Find the 0 of that graph, which of course is corresponds to an x-intercept. And then once you got the value of y, you can plug into either one of these to get the value. That'll give you the value of x. So if you want the y, replace the x by that value in either the first equation or the second equation. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.